Hey guys, so it's Sia Monet, and I definitely wanted to check in. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these, and I've been extremely horrible at these videos. But as I told you, I will get more better and better and better as time goes. But thank you guys for tuning in and hearing what I have to say. So, for those of you guys who don't know, I am the founder of Monet360 Degrees. It is a brand, however, it's a fashion blog where fashion really does work to inspire. So, what we do, and just so for you guys who are unaware, Monet 360 Degrees is pretty much the only place where you're going to find fashion and inspiration in the same place all at the same time. The reason being is because I really, really like fashion, as you guys can see, popping my collar ever since I can remember. It's like, but yes, I love fashion. I definitely love clothes. I love heels, and I like fashion. Well, I also, for those of you guys who don't know, I crochet, but I make swimsuits. I can make a dress out of crochet. What else? I can't really draw fashion art too well. I'm not good at that just yet, but I'm getting there. But I used to model, so I'm definitely have been within the fashion industry for quite a few years now. But I kind of slowed down and started doing my fashion blog after my daughter was born. So a little bit of history and why it's Monet 360 Degrees. My middle name is Monet. And then 360 Degrees, I guess at that time I felt like I was coming full circle. I started to dab into my creativity, especially because I was in a stay-at-home mom. I was really starting to get into certain things like crochet. I've known how to crochet, but I guys can tell you that prior to 2013, I didn't touch a crocheting needle since 2005. So that's pretty impressive. I definitely, started meditating and started getting into myself spiritually, and really taking the necessary steps I needed to evolve, to create, and to grow. And so I feel like my fashion blog is a representation of that, okay? Now, it's not fully built yet. It's just me right now who's been building it, just me, creating content. Of course, if I have a 3-year-old little girl, I also work full time. So I am starting to learn new ways in which I can market myself, learn better ways in which I can enhance the website, but not just enhance it, but create better content to where people would really want to come and check out this blog. Now, the unique thing and the reason why I'm so invested in my blog, you guys, is because I have a concept that is rarely shown in fashion blogs, right? Majority of the time when you're looking at a fashion blog, you're getting your horoscopes, relationship advice, and fashion, and all these other things, celebrities, and yada yada yada. But I feel like there's only a few blogs that really focus on business and fashion and inspiration, and those fashion blogs are one of my favorites, or obviously www.com. If you guys don't know about that website, it is awesome. A lot of its content is geared towards business, the business side of fashion. I also like Fashion Bombshell, mainly because I do respect bloggers who are able to compete on a level as Elle Magazine or Vogue Magazine or those type of blogs. Now, what my website and my blog is more geared to is representing the millennials of 2017 2013, 2012, who cares? Like, if you're a millennial and your boss status, like, who cares? I love it, right? So a lot of people don't realize that fashion, and the biggest thing in fashion is that fashion has the ability to make someone like you within 15 seconds of meeting you. It really amplifies their decision on whether or not they're going to mess with you, or in other terms, FWM. You guys know, for PG-13 listeners. But yeah, it definitely decides if someone's going to like you or not. And it's not always fair to judge a book by its cover, but that's how life goes. If we like you, we're going to do something for you. If not, then I don't know what to tell you, right? And fashion plays a big part of that. You know, we could talk about success and how to speak to people and everything else. But fashion plays, in my opinion, about like most of what fashion is going to get your foot in the door 9 times out of 10. So if you dress well, people are like, oh, this person has money, this person, they have different perceptions of you when you dress well and when you don't dress well. Does that make sense? And so my blog is there to not only recognize the other entrepreneurs and business owners of this generation, but also figure out a way and figure out how fashion ties into their success. And if you guys pay attention, most of my interviews that's going to be discussed is, hey, how did fashion play into your success? And most people are going to tell you, well, hey, it had a big part in my success because of X, Y, and Z. And a lot of it, like I said, it's just what it is. So my blog really does several things. Like I said, it's there for you guys because I understand that I'm on a journey. I'm not super rich. I'm not balling. But I am an entrepreneur, and anybody who is an entrepreneur go into entrepreneurship or owning a business for specific purposes. And so I want to share my journey with you guys, but also represent my brand at the same time. And so part of that and part of what I felt like would be interesting is saying, okay, well, if I read these quotes every morning to get me motivated, why not share those same quotes with you guys, right? If I am going through something and it's a lesson to be learned that's valuable, why not share that with you guys, right? If, let's say, for instance, it's a fashion blog, so why not incorporate models and their advice and their intellect, and photographers and their intellect, and stylists and their intellect, and not only just that, but providing you some source of entertainment as well. Also a vision board as well, because I'm going to be incorporating places in which I want to travel, where I want to get to in my lifetime, and be able to travel and experience the world. And that's motivation for me because I'm the one that's seeing my blog every day, but it's also could be motivating for you as well because the vision boards are important, right? Envisioning what we want is huge in success. So I definitely just wanted to, I will have the basic, the fashion news and, the basic fashion, collections and things of that nature. But it's also going to tie into developing ourselves and becoming better people and inspiring us to do more and be more than what we are today, right? And so that's the whole point in my blog. I hope I made that very clear. I know that it's a lot to take in, but I mean, if anybody is out there and you're willing to volunteer and help me out, that would be perfect. But otherwise, you guys, I'm definitely growing, and I'm definitely going to be checking in with you guys a lot more just because that's the nature of the job. And I definitely wanted to, let you guys know, what this blog is about, and know that you guys are, definitely not just a part of my journey, but you're going to be inspiring others all around the world, because everybody sees these videos, everybody's going to see these postings. And, it's definitely a movement. It's a movement to recognize our millennials because we're not recognized in the lighting or the footing that we should be. So if you want to be, especially for the youth of tomorrow, you guys who are still teenagers, you're 15, 16 years old, you can go on my fashion site and see other entrepreneurs that are not too much older than you that are doing so much well and doing so much good in the community, that you can do it too, you know, and still be fly and still be cute. So I definitely, like I said, it is a movement because I want to restore, you know, fashion in a sense that our girls shouldn't be dressing like hoochies at freaking 15 years old, okay? I don't, we need to restore fashion, but also encourage our youth that they can, let them know that you guys can be whatever it is that you want to be and still be fly, still rock the latest J's, still fit in, still look good, but still have a purpose in this life. And if you know that fashion early on is key to a lot of things, like if you go to an interview and you're dressed fabulous, and what I mean by that is a lot of people think that, oh, they're at an interview, they have to wear slacks. No, you don't. I mean, well, I mean, you can, but your slacks can be fly. They can be tailored to you. Like the blazer that you wear doesn't have to be a typical blazer. It can have frills on the end, look decent, you know, it can be you. So fashion is all about being yourself, and that's empowering within itself, right? It's making your statement, saying who you are without having to speak. That's Rachel Zoe. So definitely, guys, I mean, stay tuned, and I do appreciate you guys and all of your support. Mwah.